Bring it on.
We make it up as we go along.
Hey!
We're not following the script tonight?
Hey! Have we been forgetting to send you the script, Jake?
Oh, I missed that.
I'm supposed to memorize that.
Oh, okay.
And we're on.
I'm Morey White.
I'm Jake Schriner.
I'm Bob Nelson.
I'm Tracey White.
And I'm Pastor Johnny Leckie, and this is the Compass Conversation Podcast. Welcome. That was like the lamest intro we've done.
Was it?
We will follow you. You have the name above every name. We will follow you, King Jesus. No, it is what it is.
That's good. We're back.
We're back.
Cheers, y'all.
Hey, no big smoke. He's gonna pretend he's got a paper cup. It's all good. Oh, I got a cool cup.
That is. It's
So,
like
I
you're
like
on a
that.
skateboard.
This is my son's creation. My oldest son. He calls this a self-portrait.
I was gonna.
Okay, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah. So he's got the hat. He's got the longboard. He's got the coffee. But yeah. This is one of his. You can order those.
I do want to order one of
Red
those. 'Cause
color.
that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, you can get that on anything. He's got all kinds of cool stuff out there. So
Anything?
almost.
Maury's got a personalized.
I do. Yeah.
Hey, look at
Got
this.
my name. That's just so I know.
Just so you know your name. Who's
That's right.
This is a reminder to you.
No,
Your
of my
name
name.
is Morey.
It's not identifying who this belongs to. It's to remind me. I've got it all over the place. Little sticky notes.
Well, you know what? You're already on a roll. Good evening. I almost said good morning. Good evening, Morey White.
It's morning somewhere.
How are you?
Good morning,
friend?
It was a long day. It really was. It was a tough one, work-wise and otherwise. But I am very blessed to be among friends that I care deeply about, and thank you guys for that. So
Awesome.
I am feeling great.
Yay.
Good.
That's good, man. Well, we're glad you're here. Glad you're back with us
You
tonight.
bet.
Jake Schriner, how are you doing, sir?
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know. It's just a typical Monday. You know, it's tough for everyone, right? Like just getting into the work week and stuff. No, it's gonna be a good week. Gonna get through some big projects at work, and those will be all wrapped up and finished, which is gonna be really nice. So by Friday, when my folks get into town for my daughter's birthday, I will be free and clear and stress-free. Hopefully, we'll see how that goes. But at least with work, that
She
should all
waved at
be.
me, your daughter, as I was coming in. Kathy had her under by the gazebo.
Oh, she was waving. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's cute.
From afar, she's not shy. It's when you get up close, she just
It
doesn't
took a
want to
little
talk
pride.
or whatever.
But just for the first few minutes.
Right, and then she'll open right up. Yeah, but she turns 3 a week from today.
Can't believe it.
Yeah, I know,
Awesome.
it's crazy. Yeah, it's
Awesome.
it's absolutely wild. So we're gonna have my folks in town for the weekend to celebrate with us and stuff, and it'll be fun.
That's
So we're
great,
looking
man.
forward to it. Yeah, it'll be
Good
cool.
deal. Good deal.
Which
Awesome.
reminds me that I'm slacking as a grandfather. Happy birthday, Grayson.
Happy birthday, Grayson. That's what you say.
Happy birthday, Grayson.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Grayson.
Grayson watches every week. No, wait, no, that's not right.
It's his favorite
And truly
podcast.
sick.
Favorite podcast of all time. All right,
Okay, he likes
thanks,
Veggie Tales a little bit.
Jake. So do I, frankly. But, no, that's not right. All right. Bob Nelson, how are you, sir?
Well, I spent a lot of time in the bathroom today.
All right.
Hey.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Working on some remodeling stuff, so it's,
Oh,
Remodeling. Okay, all right.
we're trying to wrap up some things I started way too long ago, and yeah. So a very important tip when you're remodeling, when you pick your vanity, make sure that if it has drawers, that they don't open into the door jamb.
That's
see, this is a very educational podcast. Every week, there's a little tip.
If they'd have been,
There's a little tip for you.
the door had been on this side and the drawers on that side, no problem. But no, so I'm working.
all right. Thank you, Bob.
Yes.
Vila.
Thanks, Bob.
So yeah, doing the Bob workaround thing. Yeah, it's more like a Bob Ross situation.
Whoa!
Did you end up moving the whole door?
No, they built out
Happy
the
no
vanity. I don't
accidents.
have much room, and
Yeah.
so we don't have enough room to like leave it open in that spot, so you know the junk to fall in there and whatnot. So I'm actually like putting in spacers and filling that space, and yeah. So,
That's awesome.
So you got to work with a chop saw today.
Nice.
I just would have cut the trim. What trim? It was never there.
I would take the hardest fix, just move the whole door.
Can't do that either because there's nowhere to
Oh.
go. Put it
I would have found
small.
Make a smaller door.
Well, we can open up the drawer far a little bit. As far as
Just don't use that drawer.
Yeah.
But anyway,
drawers.
no, use any of those drawers.
But I take today and tomorrow off to get away from work for a little bit and to do some home stuff. So
Very good.
yeah,
Awesome.
and that's it. I'm still tired.
All day in the bathroom will do that to you.
All right.
Okay, moving on.
Bring this up a little bit here, Morey.
I'm so sorry.
All right, speaking of raising the level of things, Tracey White, how are you, sir?
Don't count on me.
Welcome.
Because I'm going to be spending time in the bathroom. I got a medical procedure later this week. Which coincidentally meant I had to get a COVID test again today. And I had 2 last week because I was sick, last week.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
they were both negative.
Are you feeling better?
Yeah.
You look like you feel.
Yeah, still a little congested, oddly enough. Come to find out, there is this head cold thing going around.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have gotten it, and it is not COVID. And you can still lose your sense of smell and taste
Oh, right.
with a cold, because that is a common symptom of
Yeah, that's
the
true.
common cold,
That is
Which
right.
is
So-
a COVID.
which is a coronavirus.
coronavirus,
Yes, COVID-19. So whenever I went last time for the COVID test, the RA comes in and or RN comes in and says, "Oh, so you're having COVID symptoms?" I said, "No, I'm having common cold symptoms. I just want to make sure it's not COVID."
That's a
And
good
it was
important
this-
distinction.
It was the same lady that did my test today that I saw last week.
It's like you're here every day.
So the only bummer part about the whole thing is I made an appointment for both those tests for a very specific time because I don't have a lot of time to sit
Right.
around and do nothing, but apparently they think you do. And both last time and this time I was seen an hour after my appointment time.
Good grief.
So I went in an hour and 7 minutes today, past my appointment time, and 3 minutes later I walked out. I'm like, okay.
Timing it right.
Brilliant. Good move.
Yeah, no, I mean, it would have taken 3. Just
Yes.
look, see me at 4 o'clock because, I had an.
What was the delay? Yours just a COVID test, right?
Yeah. And he said, "We're just really busy." It's like, well, schedule your appointments a little better and stick
There you
to
go.
them. You might be a little more successful in that. But fresh off the drill weekend, I have not had a chance. It was a busy day at work, so I haven't had a chance to tune in on Facebook yet to see what
that's
the message was. So you guys are going to have to walk me through
We'll help you.
this evening.
We'll help you through it.
Yeah. How about you, Johnny?
Well, I was going to say I'm going to mention something about that here in just a minute. But before that, I'm fine. Just like as always, everybody's a little weary, a little twitch in my eye, right?
Well, you got
So,
those kids.
Man, I'm telling you, we're down somebody in that class. It's just been me and Lewis and Heather, and then the other coworker. She came in today. And she was like, "Oh Lord, I think I have pneumonia." And so anyway, she's going to be back for like 3 days. And so it was like, Lewis, I just kind of looked at these, like, mercy, Lord. It's like, okay, all right, we can do it. We can do this. Just trying to get it worked out. We can do this. So what that usually means, though, is that throughout the day, I usually have a 30-minute lunch, a 15-minute break throughout that day. So, yeah, don't get any of that. No, seriously, there's no way for us to juggle it, so I have to just, at the very, very end, I just leave a little bit earlier. But, yeah, it's tricky. I mean, and let me put it this way. I usually carry my thermos of coffee with me to work.
Yes.
Of course.
Picking out a thermos.
And as I go through the day, I'm drinking a little bit of it here, just kind of powering through the day. All right, well, there's been several days where I come home with almost a full thing of coffee because I can't
You don't have
can't
to
get
just
over.
take a sip.
Yeah, it's like it's sitting there, and if I turn, wait, no, sit down. There's one day I said sit down at like 56 times. Sit down, yo-yo. Sit down. I'm just making up names. Is there somebody named? Yeah, Yo-Yo Ma, right? Anyway, and of course, as usual, one kid pees in the corner. I don't know what's going on with this kid. Different kid this time.
Okay.
He just randomly dum-dee-dum-dee-dum walked over and started peeing. What's wrong with you? Anyhow, it does make it fun from the day. But again, it is amazing still at the school, the number of people who, I'm talking to, about either church or stuff throughout the day. So it's a real blessing to be there. But
Johnny, I'm sure the way you handle yourself is an inspiration to a lot of people.
Well, I appreciate you saying that.
I don't even have to be there to witness it. I know that just by knowing you. So.
I know there's no sarcasm in there, right?
Nope.
There is no sarcasm. Making sure.
That is, which is my superpower.
That's right.
But right now I'm being genuine.
Well, for reals, there is something to that. I'm actually going to be speaking to some of that in a message coming up.
Cool.
So,
Cool.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
When we do our staff meetings and stuff, they're in the foyer.
We sometimes do that. Sometimes we do them here, right? So you sneak into your studio.
Which is great.
And then other times it's at the school right there in that opening area.
So in our office.
We pull up the table,
it's a foyer.
Teachers, exactly. The foyer. Teachers will, walk in for Saturday planning and stuff, and they're always super happy to see Johnny there. So I think you're totally right on that. I think.
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you.
It's
yeah, it's a blessing. It wears me out sometimes, but today, for some reason, I really believe God just gave me some extra energy because there was no reason I should have had any energy today. I was just wiped out, but fortunately, because Lewis, he was really tired and wasn't feeling very well, and I'm like, oh, no, dude.
It's that cold going on.
You got to get better. I was able to do some things that helped him out today too.
Yeah.
So anyway, so typical tired, but I'm fine. This is just the way it is. This is my road. This is the road I'm on. All right, before we go on, I gotta say this real quick.
Say it.
Two things, and you're gonna find this out. I want to say I'm sorry. All right, so now this is when you watch the thing because I was playing the cajon.
I can't wait to see it now. Oh my goodness, I'll be back, y'all.
It was not that great. I kept the beat, right? Michael was playing. I kind of kept the beat.
That is
It was not great, but it was adequate, and it was lame a little bit. But
I would have sat in, but he won't let me sit on it. So
come on, Morey. All right, so I want to say that first. The second thing is Pastor Bob.
Yeah.
You the man at the end of the service. You gotta watch it past all the way to the end, to the announcements at the end.
Yeah, okay.
I was just gonna say you did a fantastic job with all that. When it started with you started running behind me. Yes. But then you got up and you made it clear you were awesome. So I just want to say that in front of everybody.
You're just running back and forth.
Good job,
So
friend.
what John is talking about is that we're going to be involved in the Justice Run on October 3rd. So I might as well put in a plug for it.
Yeah, quick plug.
So you were doing a visual.
Yeah, so
Like you lost his
there a few of us are. You guys have already signed in. Are going to go do the 5K either as a walk or run. And
Walk.
For me, it might be both. So I'm still trying to figure out my Achilles tendon. But the Justice Run, the entire idea for it is fighting human slavery. Both one of the big ones, obviously, sex trafficking, and then but labor slavery is just a huge thing these days too.
Yep.
Through a variety of ways, coercion, kidnapping people, people not able to afford to keep their kids, and whatnot, so they sell them off as slaves. Yeah, it's insane, and like you were saying, it's a bigger problem now than it has ever been through history combined. So it's crazy. Yeah, and some of the things that are happening in the sex trafficking world, especially with children, is just hideous.
It's just
beyond
such
evil.
wicked,
it is
horrible stuff going on.
Yeah.
So anyway, on the other side of that dark note, I
Yes.
want to say you did a great job promoting it.
Yep.
and being really clear. I don't think I've ever seen you talk that fast and that clearly at the same time. I've heard you talk clearly.
pretty fast.
I've heard you talk quickly, but you put them both together.
I'd like to get some details about it, and
Because he was running his voice.
He was running his mouth.
Running
Oh, wait,
his
no.
mouth, yeah.
All right. Anyhow, so that's all I have for that. So what do you guys want to talk about? How can we help Tracy here?
I sure watched this.
Jake.
It's page 5 of the script.
You didn't study?
No, I really didn't. I'm not prepared for this.
Oh, well,
See, he actually did watch, but it's in the script that he didn't. Yeah.
I really
Oh, that's right.
You played very well.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, yesterday was fun. It was outside, and we decided to do outside again this coming Sunday,
Cool.
just because it was so nice out. You know,
Wasn't that breeze amazing?
It was nice. It's like the hint of kiss of fall.
Oh, yes.
Just to cool things down a little bit. And so,
And then it got hot in the afternoon, didn't it? It was stifling hot this weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, in Colorado Springs, it was
wasn't it now?
stifling hot. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't on Sunday. It stayed fairly nice. I mean, it did warm up a little, but I mean, it was breezy and nice here, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It was,
It was all right. Yeah.
Not as bad as it's been.
Yeah.
It's crazy windy in the evening.
Yeah.
They're around
Yeah.
like 8. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I was outside last night. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, between 6 and 7, somewhere in there. And all of a sudden, for like probably just 2 minutes, I mean, just gusts.
Oh,
blowing. I run up on my deck and close the umbrella and everything. I'm just afraid things are just gonna start going everywhere. Yeah. And then as soon as I step inside, it just immediately calms down.
So that's the key. If you want wind, step outside.
Just absolutely. Yeah, it's typical Colorado weather.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, it's schizophrenic.
So also about yesterday, so Michael led the songs.
He did a
So
good
just
job.
say my
He did do a
voice.
good job.
He did a good
Yeah.
job.
Really good job.
Kind of showcased his voice a little bit there. That was
Yeah.
good.
He always does. He's a great musician. He's very
Yep.
creative. He's got a great voice. So.
Yeah, he's learning and getting better all the time. So yeah, so that was kind of cool. But it was a different look. So there's Michael leading, and he wanted to stand because he plays better when he stands. I play better when I stand. I don't really play better, period. But anyway, but at least it's better than when I'm standing most of the time. And then and it was me on the cuff. And like I said, you'll just have to see.
I'll watch
Just
it
what
first
it's talking
thing.
about. And it's still in my car. I got it. I forgot to bring it in.
Oh, that's okay.
So that was the thing. What else about yesterday?
The Great Commission that wasn't the Great Commission.
Oh yeah.
That's
It
true.
was a great setup for the Great Commission.
I know. No,
Wait, this
wait,
isn't the Great
this isn't
Commission.
it. I hate it when that happens. But yeah, so what happened was I was reading my notes and it was pretty clearly how it flows, right? Mm-hmm. And I skipped a passage that actually went with what I was saying before and already had jumped to here. So I introduced what was happening here, and then I read
went
this
back.
verse. And I went, wait a minute. Okay.
That's true.
So I hope I cleared it up. But
I'm trying to remember what it was. Matthew 16, wasn't it?
yeah, it was the if you're going to follow after me, let him deny
yeah,
himself,
yeah.
take his cross and follow me. And that's not the Great Commission. It's it's an amazing passage.
It's
very
definitely
important. But
It dovetails with the Great Commission because you can't go out and figure out how to baptize people in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit and teach them everything that Jesus told them to do without going, okay, wait.
Yeah,
let me deny myself and
Right.
pick up my cross and follow Jesus. Oh yeah.
the least practiced, embraced verse in all of Christendom in the 2021. Deny yourself.
Deny yourself.
Yeah, deny
It's more
yourself.
about embrace yourself. I know I've quoted that line at least 3 times along the way here. It's not deny yourself, but I just it's it's where we live. People want Jesus. They want the Lord to bend to them.
Yep.
Right.
Rather than the other way around. So I just think it's important to mention it.
You know, it's really interesting. You were talking about how that our church is all about following Jesus, and then building more. Then we got into stronger.
Yeah.
Is what we were really getting into.
Yep.
And while you were doing that, and based on some other things that had happened, the Word speaks to you, And you start going, oh, and that's not by accident. You know, things are, revealed. So, and I was thinking about John 3:16, right?
What is that, first of all?
For God so loved the world that he gave his only son, that whoever believes in him will not perish, but have eternal life.
Yes.
And we come in here and we quote that over and over and over, and I ask you to read it, and read it, and read it. Now I'm going to ask some more. I'm going to ask, now that you pray about it first, and then I want you, now that you have that knowledge, what are you going to do with it? That's where the Great Commission came out. We now, because we get that, we get it. God gave us that wonderful gift. So now we need to go out and share that good news. Anyway, so I was convicted during the sermon on that particular thing. So I will continue to say John 3:16.
Yeah.
But I will also challenge you, now that you have that,
info, what are you going to do?
what are you going to do?
Yeah. Okay. And I appreciated you sharing with me that a little bit after the service.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Morey.
You bet.
Awesome.
Well, you just stepped it up a notch, didn't you?
I hope so. I'm slow.
Let's stay.
I'm learning.
Let's stay.
I'm learning.
We all are.
Moving in the right direction. That's right.
And it comes into what James teaches, don't be just hearers of the word, be doers.
Doers,
of the word.
yes.
And there's
We
stuff
didn't
that
even get to that. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah. But at the same time, when you start getting into the word, you really realize what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to go and do it. Like for me, that Isaiah 1:17 passage, seek justice. What is it? Seek justice, care for correct the oppressed, and
Correct the oppressed?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, correct the oppressed, but the other it can also be aid correct the oppressor, aid the oppressed.
Very important distinction.
We're super good about victim blaming these days. So that would be correct the oppressed. Correct the oppressor. Oops. And then he talks about caring for the fatherless and
Orphans and
Isaiah
widows. Yeah.
Isaiah 1:17. Seek justice is where it starts off with, and in context,
Learn what
Israel's
is
doing bad stuff.
pursue justice, correct the oppressor, defend the rights of the fatherless, and plead the widow's cause.
Yeah.
Plead the widow's cause. That's the other one. So we can do those things, and that the part about the fatherless and the widows shows up all throughout the Old
It does.
Testament.
Widows and orphans, right?
Yeah. And then James 1:27. So same thing pops in there. So yeah.
Oh, yeah. Pure religion or undefiled religion is this to care for widows and orphans and to keep oneself unstained or undefiled by the world.
Yep.
Yeah. Love that.
I think of my grandmother, who's 104, who buried 2 husbands, and I think about the widow's cause with my grandmother, and hers is all about the motorhome. That's the cause for her. No, I'm kidding. She's actually made that joke before, so that's right.
I thought you were going to say something about her burying 2 husbands.
That's just her cause.
They died first, right?
That's that widow's cause.
Just
It's better motorhome.
Okay, I don't know where we lost track, but anyway.
I'm sorry.
It's all good.
I broke it.
So yeah, we got into...
It's all right. 104-year-old grandmother.
Yeah, that's the win right
That's
there.
We missed our family reunion over the Labor Day weekend. Yeah, you were gone. I got sick, so we didn't make the trip. But we did see the pictures, and it was really neat seeing the picture of Mama June, 104 years old, doing a painting class with her great-grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren.
Yes.
And grandchildren were there too.
That is amazing.
Yeah, totally amazing.
She did do a class.
Yep.
And she's standing at the end of the table
Yep.
teaching. I mean,
Oh man,
not sitting there. She's
Work.
not all that feeble.
Love that, man.
She's pretty.
She can dance.
She's trying for it.
She can dance.
That's what you want. Yes, oh Lord. He's the new Dean.
And there's the tagline. The
Hey!
new Dean.
As long as it's about the dingbat, I'm okay with it.
Remains to be seen.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I wasn't gonna, correct the oppressed, so.
Stop being oppressed.
You're doing it all wrong.
Make me beat you
Being
again.
oppressed incorrectly. Okay, anyway.
Help me. Just being oppressed.
What did you say? I'm sorry about that.
We're good on this mask.
Yeah, but
So anyway. Those thoughts
the mask of
inside
shame.
Yeah, from now on, the mask of shame.
Whose name is Don?
All right. So,
Don
yeah.
the mask.
Oh, come on. Don the mask.
5 minutes.
That's pretty rich.
5 minutes.
That's how much we have left? Yeah. And we spend it doing this?
We actually have more than that, but if you want to sing it during it, let's do 5 minutes.
Well, okay, back to yesterday, just a little bit. That it was nice to see, we had some people back we hadn't seen in a while, so it was cool.
good.
Yeah.
And it was nice to have a few people there. Because the week before, everybody was gone. Everybody was gone.
Yeah.
Almost everybody. So it was cool to have.
We got you online.
Yeah, I know. But still, it was good to see some people
That's good.
with us, even though it was still a bit of a smaller group. But so we went through that whole bit about knowing the word, and didn't get to doing the word yet, and that's another part of it. And told some
Knowing and knowing.
Knowing.
It's a
So
Melissa thing.
yes, it is.
This Melissa thing.
But we are going to get to that next week, so that's going to be fun. And then there's some other really cool things coming up. But one thing I do want to mention that is coming up, and that is Friday at our house. Doing some burgers and maybe outside, and we'll see what happens there. So
Leona needs to make that same dessert that she made last time.
Was it the chocolate
The
layer
chocolate
thing?
layer thing. Oh my goodness.
All right, there's the request.
Yeah.
Oh,
there
I'll
it
make sure
is,
she
yeah.
knows about
I'll
that.
eat half of it.
Let's make one for you.
I'm not on keto anymore, so.
Oh, that's right.
Wow, I'll eat it.
Oh, were you on it the last time you were at our house?
Yes,
oh,
but I ate it
that's
anyway.
right.
I can't remember what that was.
Oh my. Oh yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So there's something else about that I was going to say. Oh yeah. See, Leona then the very next morning, early in the morning, she's flying to Philadelphia for a few days. So she's going to be watching our grandkids for Matthew while they're off doing a thing they got to do with their church. So she's going to be gone. I'm going to be by myself for a while. It's going to be kind of weird. She won't be there Sunday. So it's the last hurrah. So we're going to kind of also celebrate her birthday there that night.
Oh, cool.
Just a little.
Awesome. Good deal.
So anyway, all right, guys. I know we're almost out of time here.
That's all right.
What else? Anything from Sunday or anything you guys want to say or talk about?
My Sunday was full of meetings and more meetings, and then after that I had a meeting. So
Well, we did miss you, man. We always miss you when you're up there. Just as a reminder.
I miss being there.
Yeah. There's a dynamic. The Tracey dynamic
Uh-oh.
that usually happens when you're there.
Because I'm the one out there going. Amen.
Oh, you didn't have to do. You wouldn't have had to do that because we had babies doing that. Little voices.
Yeah, speaking of babies, no, your analogy during the sermon, it's like we can't stand diapers your whole
Yeah.
life. And, the whole idea
Yes.
is that you want to grow, and I think that was something to like really take home with. Is like what am I doing to grow in my
Yes.
spirituality and faith today? How am I showing the word through my actions? Because I think that's, and then like you mentioned, I think that's a big thing. Is a lot of people say, well, I prayed the prayer, I got baptized, I did this, and then that's just like they're just getting started, and that's where it stops.
Yeah.
There is no next level. It's like, well, if you're really gonna take on the faith, and faith without acts is dead, right? So like, it's just the
exactly.
idea that what can you do to keep growing, and you even have admitted that you yourself are wanting to continue to grow, and I think that's a huge, sort of thing to aspire towards. Is like, what are you doing every day that is a way to keep moving forward in the Lord, and what else can you do, and where your shortfalls, and it's just kind of gives you something to think about. It's sort of a little self-evaluation. It's like, what have I done today, recently, in the past 2 weeks? What am I going to do? What's the next step? And
Jay, dude,
I think it's
star for you, man.
Yeah.
There it is. You nailed it right there, brother.
that was a big take home for me, for sure.
Good.
Yeah. And it's I think it's just an important aspect a lot of people forget. It's not one plateau.
Yeah.
It is a continual.
Yeah. Here's the great thing about that too, is that if you commit to grow, it's like till your last breath. Like Grandma, 104.
Yeah.
I mean, you're never going to go, I've made it. Mm-hmm. It's like I've gotten there and now I'm done and I'm coasting till I die. There's so much more to learn, so much more growth to happen, so many more closeness and things with the Lord to learn and experience and endeavor through. That it's that wonderful lifelong journey. So it's like I'm going to dive in. I'm going to keep growing. I often mention about a seminary professor that he used to teach Old Testament. Okay, so he would come in, and he would almost every time he would come in to teach, he had a little sparkle in his eye. This is an old dude too, right? Mm-hmm. And he would always say something along the lines of, "I discovered something fresh in you in God's word today." It's just kind of like, it's amazing. The more you dig, the more you see, the more the facets. So, man, I'm so glad that you summed that up pretty well for us right there.
Yeah, there's a level of effort involved in it. I mean, it's almost like that old saying, "Don't practice till you get it right. Practice till you don't get it wrong." Nice.
Just put it into practice. Well, all right, guys. We're at the end of our time. Any other words you may like to share before we roll on? Watch it, man. You'll enjoy it.
So I've got a John 3:16 analogy that works well with what you're talking about. So back in the old days, an evangelist came to a tent meeting at a church, and he preached. It was a week-long thing. He was going to be there all week, and everybody was really excited. And he preaches this great on Monday. He preaches this great sermon on John 3:16, and then comes back the next day, preaches the exact same sermon on John 3:16. Goes away, comes back on Wednesday, preaches the same sermon, and everybody's like, "This is really great," but then one guy gets enough courage to go up to the evangelist and says, "Okay, so what are you going to go on to something else?" And the evangelist says, "Are you going to do anything about what I've taught you?"
That's a good one.
So doing this one, I'll move on to a new one.
That's exactly it.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, all right, guys. Well, I've enjoyed talking with you tonight, as always, and looking forward to great things ahead, because there are a lot of great things we're going to be doing together as we're going to the fall.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to turn. Where am I here?
You are there.
Thank you, Director Tracy. All right, so every Sunday we get to share. I'm just thinking of the thing. Whoa. Let's try that again.
Okay.
One more time. What the?
I'll stop.
We've gone Three Stooges here.
I'll stop.
Oh my soul. Well, every Sunday we get together and we worship together and gather together every Sunday at 10 a.m. Always online at Facebook. On Facebook at Compass Church Colorado, but also in person at Arkansas Elementary School. We'd love to have you as our guest this Sunday. All right, guys, final words.
I love you guys, and I genuinely mean that. There's no sarcasm in there. Love everyone out there as well.
Love you guys. Likewise.
Love you guys. I'm glad I'm here.
Oh, we're glad you're here.
Peace, everybody.
Grace and peace to you. That's all we have for tonight, and we are out.
Certainly.
Oh, nice guy. As it comes to this, it's coming to this. All right.